So, how do you see the difference between art and design? How would you consider either in terms of being finished?
Well, I mean, there's that classic thing, isn't there? I think it's like, is it Fletcher said that design is something that you make for somebody else, art is something that you make for yourself. So, I mean, I suppose if we were to like put an umbrella over design, really the finishing point should be at the point where you've gone, this piece of design achieves your objective, as in, this is, so whether that's a product that helps old people open jam jars, it's once it's got to the point where it's helping you achieve that, it's a piece of finished design, I guess you would say, like in a very broad way. Like for us, it's like once this piece of communication is getting people to understand that you don't just build buildings, but you do it in a social way, you work with residents and councils, and you put on parties and serve sausage sandwiches, and it's not just all about the materials. Once it's done that, that's done. Piece of art though, it's been so long since I've created a piece of art, it's hard to kind of empathise with that world anymore really. But I think the artwork that I like, how do they know? I mean, how does Hockney know when his paintings are finished? I don't know, it's such a complex thing that I think that is probably entirely down to intuition and taste, isn't it? Whereas, that's why I probably found it really hard to answer that question, because I've like projected all my opinions on other people that we do work for, like, it's when you like it, as long as you like it, I've done my job. But when you've got to internalise that, God knows when an artist knows when what they've done is done. Because if I was an artist, I'm worried that it'd just go on forever, or I'd never start. That's the thing.
Leonardo da Vinci said, allegedly, who knows what he said, art is never finished, it's just abandoned.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's... there must become a point where... because you move on to something else, I guess. That's the thing, isn't it?
Is that what you think it is? When the next job starts, the last one finishes?
Well, it is for us a lot of the time. It's like, the objectives have got to be met to get paid, and then the next job comes in. But if I was an artist, I'd probably finish when I got bored, probably, and then wanted to do something else.
So when I look at your one, was because you did the prospectus for Sheffield, I would question whether your job's finished when someone signs on the line to go to that university because they've read your materials as a finish into that process.
And therefore I've achieved the objectives
of the client.
Yeah, so therefore it's a piece of design that works. Because the thing that really darks me out about that book is that I don't know whether they're even using it, because they had pallets of them. And they were on pallets, they had like 10,000 of them done. And I went on the website, can't even order a copy. So I'm like, are you even using them? And it was like a stake to the heart, because it was like, we threw ourselves at that project. I almost killed myself trying to make that real. And if it's not working for them, but the thing is, it is finished. I can't say it's not finished, because then it goes into something else, doesn't it? It's not whether it's finished, it's like, is it effective? That's a different thing.
Does it work, yeah.
Because that's why all the stuff we do with Leeds College of Art is massively rewarding, because it's working for them. And that's the thing that I always think about this studio that we've got to get better at, is not only creating something that like looks good, has got a clever idea, fulfills the need of the client in some way, but like it's got to start working. And it's hard to, I mean, how do you equate that to a prospectus? It's like, who knows? But apparently we were told recently that submissions to the university were more coming through print than they've ever done before. So therefore it must be working.
It's in someone's hands, yeah.
Yeah, so it's effectiveness. That's the really, because that project with the park, I mean, I've no doubt we'll make it look good, but if we don't earn 45 grand, it wouldn't have worked, and that's a lot really to try and, not many houses around here, it'd have to be a tenner each. And when you create a marketing plan, you have to assume that only 15% of people will engage. Let's say that was 10%, that'd be 4 grand. So there's quite a lot of work to do. But yeah, I'd say finishing point, it's gone. Is it doing what you need it to do? And then effectiveness is, have you actually got what you needed from it? Because, I mean, the two are a bit mixed, aren't they? But sometimes we've done pieces of work before that have achieved what they wanted, and they have then, like when you've done something that have galvanised a team of, I don't know, like if it is architects, we've rebranded architects, we've made a film about them, we've created a website for them, reading all their stationery, all that stuff. And then it galvanises them as a team, and then they go off and get more work. But it's not always that measurable, all that stuff's not that measurable, is it? Alright, you can get more hits on the site and stuff, but like we had one where it was a historical thing, they'd been going since the 70s, and the two people that ran it left, and the people that were left running it were a bit like, we don't really know what we're doing. So our work was about creating something that they could hang on to and go, this is ours now, it's a fresh start. So that has worked and that is finished, I think. But they will still ring us and say there's a little bug on the website. So in their mind it's not finished. But in my mind it is, it's working, so that's the main. But artists, I just don't know.